Hey, Pedro.
What's going on, Nick?
Everybody out there, who do you think you are?
Episode 32,
32.
I'm wearing a tutu.
Looks cute.
You look cute.
So do you.
That was very improvised. I'm pretty proud of us.
The snapping just kind of came so naturally.
You know, just...
I hope they enjoyed that at home.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh, turn this shit down.
And as from last episode that we started the episode again with my stupid laugh.
Yes, that's classic.
We both did it,
that's
though. We both classically rolled into the terrible laugh.
Well, how are people going to know it's us if we don't do
true.
the terrible laughs in the beginning?
Probably just listening to how... I don't know. I mean, they clicked on it, so I guess they would know it's us.
Yeah, but yes.
It's a good starting point.
But, I mean, we could have been, like, overcome by some robots and, like, we're AI now.
Whoa.
So that's, like...
That'd be a crazy week.
That'd be a
if
good
that all
episode.
happened in one
That'd be
week.
a good episode.
Like, fuck, this show's writing itself. AI, robots, where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we start? 33 days into the shutdown and, 24 days into sobriety? What is it? How many days has it been? I actually don't know anymore.
Hold on, let's look at our watches. 23.
23.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, it's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
How old is he?
I think he's like 74. That's a joke. No.
Oh, I was like, I mean.
Damn.
I was like,
I thought Mexicans started early.
Yeah, right.
No. I think like 52.
Oh, 52?
Yeah, 52, 53.
So you're 20. Okay. So he spat you out at a reasonable age.
Fairly early.
Yeah.
21.
Caught.
I'd call that early nowadays, but back then it was probably like right on time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If
sure.
not, you were late.
Yeah, both my parents actually conceived me. It's weird. Yeah, I was like 24
There wasn't no
or something
artificial
like that.
insemination going on.
I can't even imagine having a kid that young. I can't imagine having a kid now, let alone like being 24 years old or 21.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It is crazy, but sobriety, here we are. 1 week away from
getting
dancing with the devil's lettuce.
Dancing with the I like that. One last dance with Mary Jane.
One last dance with Mary Jane.
How many weed references can we make?
Probably a lot.
If we sat and thought about it.
If we thought about it, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot
that would
of
be
blank air.
That'd be a long episode if we sat. If we just sat and thought the whole time. You know,
there's no talking.
No,
that'd be cool.
It might be an interesting, for the customers.
For the customers.
Yeah, everybody paying us on our Patreon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we just set that up.
Yeah, did we?
No.
Oh, I wish.
That stuff feels weird to me.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to accept donations.
Like, at what point is it not weird to do that? Like, have you ever seen one that didn't rub you kind of in a... I don't know.
You know what it's like? It's like when they add the tip on your bill at a restaurant. And it's like, Like, I that kind of bugs me in a certain way. Because I'm gonna tip well. But I guess they do that because there are assholes out there that don't tip well.
Yeah, especially if you're splitting parties and whatnot. European countries just do it automatically.
That's weird.
You're not allowed to tip. Because they automatically just take it.
They never take just the tip.
Yeah, never.
Damn.
But they just put it right in the bill. Which I don't know, might be a better way.
I don't know.
Because then you know what you're paying for and then you're just upfront about it. Because sometimes you go to different... Like, what do I tip this person? Or, all these different trades.
No, it should be 20%. Well, it should be 20% if they do a good job.
What about your haircut? 20%?
I'd say it's a little more than 20%.
Bartender?
My haircut.
Bud tender?
Bud tender?
It's like...
I don't deal with this one.
God,
I don't have my card.
You gotta get your card.
I gotta get my card, man.
Okay, well, anyways, so we're sober, unfortunately.
Yeah,
again.
33 days into the government shutdown, and unfortunately, 23 of those days we've been sober.
I kind of hope that when the government comes back, it will be next Wednesday, so we can half celebrate both. Maybe they're waiting on us.
Oh, maybe they probably listened to the episode and they're like, you know what, these guys are doing is sober. We should do it too. Let's not go to work. Let's
no work until these guys get fucked up again.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
I haven't been craving the drinks as much, but I've been really craving some of that marijuana lately.
That THC.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what it is.
It's wanting to just
escape.
Veg out.
Something. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, dude. I miss it more when I'm watching my TVs at night.
Yeah. It's this weird like reward thing. Like the last like couple weeks have been really busy for me, and then you get like that hour or whatever to yourself, and you're just like, I really just want to smoke.
Yeah, some flour. I'm craving flour.
Me too. I know, just like that taste, and just like, oh, all right,
Ooh, daddy.
just kind of sinking into some music or something.
Because we've been on CBD this whole time. Actually, I just ran out of my cartridge.
Mm-hmm. How many 5 cartridges this month?
5 cartridges this month.
So we didn't save money.
No, we just spent, because that was the plan, right? We were going to go like out to a fancy dinner.
We were going to get these like pastel suits and go to a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, but that's...
I mean, we might still go to dinner, but...
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Probably not.
Yeah.
We'll probably get too wasted early on the episode next week. Have like a couple like happy hour beers, and I'll be in bed like by 6 o'clock.
Yeah, with a headache.
Already hungover.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the worst.
Jinx. Pinch boke.
You owe me a beer next week. Oh, shit.
I said cocaine.
Cocaine?
You owe me some coke?
Yeah, okay, sorry.
I mean, we never said we couldn't do coke. It's just we agreed on THC and alcohol.
That's a shame because I've had mushrooms inside of this desk that I've really been wanting to take. I think like within the next week, I'm definitely taking those.
Well, within the next week, we should go to the botanical garden.
Yeah, we do get paid next week, so that would be a good time to do it. That'd be a good time to do it.
That would be a good time to do it. I've actually been, I just started this CBD tincture. Mm-hmm. And it was very, very nice for the
Yesterday
body.
You started it? Or?
Yeah, yesterday I started. Rachel went out and got it. Mm-hmm. And it's been nice, man. I can definitely feel like more than when I would smoke it.
Do you? You feel like more in the body or more
in the body for sure, because I think it's just ingested differently.
Right. Yeah, through your liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually stopped at this shop down the road. Tatum and Cactus.
Yes.
Right down the road. And the guy's very knowledgeable. He's like explaining everything, gave me some brochures, told me how like the process of these things being made. Like companies that just do CBD, it's more quality. Mm-hmm. And like dispensaries because dispensaries mainly make their money on like THC marijuana products.
Right.
And CBD is like their secondary. Mm-hmm. And so what they do sometimes is like they'll have it outsourced and just slap their label on it and sell it in their dispensaries. Yeah. So quality, probably not at its finest, but companies that, only do CBD are definitely more, they're more better.
They're more better.
So
you feel like you feel it in your head, like less stress, you feel like
just less stress. Yeah, just loosey-goosey, at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
And then, it's not cheap, but...
Is that something that you feel like you're going to start partaking in as a day-to-day thing, or you...
Yeah, well, the supply I got is like a month and a half supply. Mm-hmm. And I should say Rachel got, but... I think I'm going to do it every day,
Yeah.
In the mornings and then twice a day. It's what he recommended.
I'm surprised that was like legal to buy because we've talked about the full spectrum of CBD and getting the whole range. There's always like that little minute meniscus part of marijuana inside of it, which is obviously you don't feel any effects from it.
Yeah.
But that's why some states CBD is illegal.
Yeah. Well, which they're trying to do here.
Right. Oh yeah. They're trying to pass a new bill to change the definition of marijuana prior to even that 2019 hearing.
Right.
To try to get everything banned. So they're trying to like change the definition of anything extracted from the plant. It's basically protected under law.
Right. Just all the cannabinoids.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if that happens or not. Hopefully.
You know what it's like? It's when they were doing that spice. You remember Spice?
Right.
Artificial weed.
Did you ever try that?
I tried it once.
Oh, did you really?
It was just fucked up. Like,
yeah.
Heart palpitations, bro.
Take me to the day. Take me there.
It was 19... No, it's actually probably like 2004, 2002. And we were in front of my buddy's house. And... his dad had recently caught us smoking weed. Okay. So he's like, I can't smoke weed anymore, but I got this spice. Okay. And I'm just like, oh, shit, I've heard bad things about it. And I had no weed at the time. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. And I smoked it. It was terrible, dude. It made me cough. It just tasted burnt. Yeah. It was not the best experience.
So you take one hit, or did you smoke like a bowl of it?
We smoked a bowl of it.
Okay,
of course. Yeah, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So then what happened like after this? You're just like shivering in the corner, like death, mortality. What was?
I was like, no, we were in front of his car, and then I was like, dude, I'm going to go sit down in the car. And I went and sit down in the car. My heart's going a million miles an hour. I can't really concentrate on anything but the fact that I might pass the fuck out and have to be rushed to a hospital. That gave me more anxiety, and I was just like in my head about it. You know, I'm like, dude, this stuff's the devil. You know, like it's not good for you. But I think it's more of like that where you would change what those companies would do when they get legal ramifications for selling it legally.
Yeah.
They would change one aspect of it.
Right.
And then that completely changes the whole molecule. And it's a different thing that there's a loophole that this isn't illegal yet. You know? It's kind of like until the government, they're shut down, catches up
Suckers.
to you. Yeah. We're doing this forever.
I never tried that, but I have a story of one time, like me and this girl was dating. And
cheers.
It was back, cheers.
Coffee. Kofifi.
Brought to you by Kofifi. It's like
brought to you by Dumb Starbucks Coffee.
Yes, sir. Nathan, for you, great show. We were desperate for just any kind of drug, basically. And we were young, so I mean, not super young, but we just didn't have a hookup or whatever. Like the weed dealer was out, so we were driving to all these smoke shops, like for an hour or two, looking for spice or bath salts.
Oh, geez.
I didn't know. It was when bath salts just came out because spice was just basically taken off the shelf.
Well, same
so we
thing.
just saw it as a different kind of weed. Like I had no idea like what
bath salts were,
what it really was. So we were we literally
the zombie molecule.
Yeah, we probably drove to 5 or 6 different smoke shops looking. They're like, oh no, sorry, and like all over town just trying to find that. And we never found anything, so we never experienced that, but. Now it's funny to think, like, if we did find either of those, of like...
Probably would have shot you down to, like, a injecting heroin path.
I mean, probably not. I mean, know. I wonder, like...
Could have altered your life.
How true is the gateway drug?
Every drug is a gateway drug, if you let it.
Yeah. Like, is there that one experience that you can really have with drugs that will just change your whole...
I don't think it's that. I think it's just wanting more, wanting a better high, wanting a bigger high, and therefore, I think landing on some G. You know, I think
it's that, like, searching for something, but also that you're kind of like fed that something's worse than it actually is for so long that, like, when you finally smoke weed, you're like, oh, this is way different than what they told me, or like when you take mushrooms or acid, you're like, this isn't gonna make me go crazy. It makes you go crazy out of the normal sense.
Yeah.
So then you start feeling more comfortable with experimenting. So then you start. The problem with humans, we want to take things to the next and next and next level,
take it to the limit.
rather than just like be like, okay, I see that, I see what this can be. And now let's like go back to reality a bit, rather than just like staying so far gone that you just keep on trying to fucking claw.
We don't have
the universe.
we don't have the awareness of taking a look of what it can become.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we got President Trump.
For sure. Like,
let's just do it.
I remember like the first time I tried psychedelics, and my friend, I was pretty scared of it because you don't really know. My friend's like, your life will never be the same after this.
Yeah, if somebody's handing me that, I'd be like, oh, all right.
Which is a scary thing to hear too, because you're like, huh. He's like, it's because you see different parts of the universe that you never perceived before. Mm-hmm. So you never see it the same again because you've all of a sudden lived in these different realities or different perspectives, different dream states. Yeah. That you're like, oh, when you come back to this rat race life, you're like, oh, I remember this one time where everything, like the trees were talking, I was one with the universe. And like, I'm not fed to that same amount of things. So it's like, you're fed that it's something scary, but it's not necessarily scary in that same sense of what maybe your, I don't know, perception of it would be, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows, really?
Drugs are fun, kids.
Take a dare program.
But yeah, the government shutdown, still no end in sight. I think,
Are they just like yelling across like the cafeteria lunch table, like
pretty much. Well, the scary part about it now is like it's so close to that new like the 2020 election. Now whoever loses, it's like that's their running point now. Like we won, we stayed true, or we fought what you wanted. So rather than like trying to find a middle ground, it's like it's like the Super Bowl. You know, it's like one of these teams is gonna win, and they'd be like, "See, I told you, like I'm the fucking like." You know, like Donald Trump has way too big of an ego to let it go.
Oh yeah,
like he's not gonna fold, especially now.
And I don't see it even like him meeting on a middle ground. Mm-hmm. Like that seems out of the picture for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, what is the middle ground besides having a wall and not having a wall?
We already have a fucking wall.
Right.
People are gonna get over it no matter what. If it's 20 feet higher, people just get bigger ladders.
Yeah.
They'll dig deeper tunnels.
I know.
It's not gonna matter. Like.
It's crazy that
I can't wait till that wall. I can't wait till that wall goes up so I can cross to Mexico and try to get over here illegally, and just see if I first off I know I can do it because I'm in fucking perfect physical condition.
Right.
That's one. The other one is just to prove that it does not fucking matter, dude. It won't matter.
Sounds like a documentary that needs to be made. How many different points or parts?
It's already in the works, bro. Yeah, we already.
I'm sure somebody actually is doing something like that.
It's already been done. I feel like.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
But I'm talking about this new wall.
I'm pretty sure every conversation we're having right now has already been done, too.
Yeah. Probably in 10 other universes going
right?
on.
Damn, maybe even the same people like you and me in different universes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know. I also think I'm a little too pessimistic with what's going around the world.
Yeah.
Because we've always said, like, talk to your neighbor. Talk to your neighbor.
Talk to your neighbor about,
hooking you up with some drugs, bro.
Yeah.
No, talk to your neighbor and, you'll find out that the world's not that bad.
Right, you have more similarities than differences.
Right. Yeah.
But the media
it's the
focuses
communal aspect
on these,
That's what we're
divide
fed.
and conquer, bro.
That's what we're fed. What are we supposed to think? The left. No, the right.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And it's like, then at mercy is these 800,000 people not getting paid.
Not getting paid,
work.
dude.
And then,
it's fucking ridiculous.
And outside of that, like them not getting paid, jobs not getting done, like teachers going on strike, TSA agents, like all these
working for free. What the fuck?
I know, it's crazy.
I saw something today actually. It was like everybody that's not getting paid from the government and is still going to work should just not go to work.
For sure.
And it'll turn it around in 48 hours guaranteed.
They should, but they're too afraid of losing their job even though they're not even getting paid, which is so fucking crazy.
If I was getting paid for it, I'm out of here.
Oh, dude, for sure.
In a fucking heartbeat.
I know. I don't know. It's scary to think of like that. A lot of people that I talk to about this are like, well, I don't pay too much attention to the news. I'm still going to my job. I'm still getting a paycheck. It's not really affecting you. It's like if you look to your neighbor, they're saying, yeah, nothing's affecting me either. It's like this other percentage. But what's scary is like, it can happen to anybody. And you see this little, that's not a small number of people that's affecting that are going now on federal, like, welfare programs to try to feed their family and all these things. Like, you see how at mercy we are to the system, too, when things start falling through. All of a sudden, you're like, well, fuck, like...
Somebody's not getting their food stamps.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that,
I can't
that
feed
they
my
rely,
family.
Yeah, that they rely on that month to get them through.
Right, and like that's what's scary. And they're working for that government as those people ahead of them are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And aren't they kind of on vacation right now? They're not going to work.
Just kick your feet up.
They shut down. And it's like...
What are we going to do? But you better be there at 9.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Bullshit.
And then what's crazy, so then as that's all happening, which I just see, the divide in the media of, people fighting. There's that thing at the Lincoln Memorial with that kid and the Native Americans and it was, the Hebrew Israelis, all fighting and chanting racism, every kind of phobia that there is, and just creating this war of people.
Can I make a point?
Yeah.
How old was that kid?
Yeah, I know exactly. 16.
He's a fucking
15
child.
16, I know.
You give him a sign that says "pick your nose," it'll be fine.
I know.
He'll fucking wave it around
right.
I believe in this.
And you just see him and all his friends just chanting, doing all this dumb shit that we all did when we were kids. You're so stupid.
And I don't know what's going on behind that. The Native American was
who's in the right, who's in the wrong.
Yeah, right. Is he? Obviously he's standing up for something maybe more believable. Yeah, what is that?
I think it's the air conditioner or heater.
I thought it was my butthole just flapping in the air. But
that's your mouth.
I mean, yeah, who knows, man? Was he right? Was he wrong? I think it's just portrayed very, very to the left, to the right. You know, identity politics.
Well, it's like, and even beyond, is he right or is he wrong? You know, you still are entitled to a voice. And the thing that's crazy to me is how in every major network that this is a main news story.
Yeah.
A protest.
This meme is a major news story.
Like a protest, number one. Protests that happen all over the world pretty much every day about two people arguing with each other. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's always happening at protests. That's what a protest is basically doing. And then you're looking at this kid, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have him go to the White House and talk about this, talk about like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Giving him this power for what?
Yeah, what? Yeah, he's 16. Again, he's 16 years old. Like, who gives a shit what he has to say? I
started driving at 16.
I know.
Come on, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy that like that's a main fucking news thing. And it's like, this is what CNN's talking about. This is what MSNBC is talking about. This is what Fox News is talking about. And then on the other side of that, it's like, oh, this transgender law goes in effect from the Supreme Court that now the ban's in full effect. You know, like we talked about that a while ago. Yeah. And that's just, for me, that's just another hot button issue, because it's like, how big of a problem is that in the military? Transgender people trying to join the military. Because beyond this bill, there's a lot of trans rights that are protected in there through people that have had it for years, like body dysmorphia. All these things are like, it's basically just saying if I was to go if I was about to change my gender right now, I couldn't go into the military. Basically, it's like, if just to getting that like sex change, not because you have any like body, like your body's kind of like firing these different directions, like, but people make it to be like, oh, you hate transgender people, and it's like, that's not what this bill is about, or even, it's such a small percentage of the military. Like, why are you just want people to fight? Yeah. And make a lot of fucking noise.
If a dog could shoot a gun, I'd send him over there too. You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard that one.
I just made it up.
Well, yeah. Let's want to get to why we even go destabilize fucking countries for whatever reason.
Let's
for war.
Get into it.
Spend trillions of dollars into like, you know, military, ammunition, all banks. You know, who we're fucking funding to fight and to make places a democracy, because we feel like that's how the world could work. Because why? Because democracy works so great here in these Americas.
And you're getting oil profits out of it.
I know.
But we don't do that to Saudi Arabia, do we?
No, I mean,
we work together with those.
Very strange. I wonder
why.
He's
a king? It's a dictatorship?
Killed a journalist? So strange. So strange.
As long as my wallet's full of money, I don't care.
That's good. I like that.
That should be the next intro.
That should be the next one.
Or like the intro every time.
Until we all spontaneously combust.
Or just fucking pixelize out of this world.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be, what is this? You don't watch Marvel movies.
No, but I was going to say Thanos.
There you go. Wow. 50 points.
I'm pretty.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, just but memes or something.
I stay in the.
Just to stay like.
Yeah, relevant. You got it, bro. You want to talk
about spontaneous human combustion for a second?
That's fucking trippy, dude. I remember when I was a kid, like watching like documentaries and shit.
Ripley's Believe It or Not and shit.
Ripley's too, and like the guy was like, I think it was his wife talking, and the guy was like, or the wife, he was transgender, okay. The wife was like...
It's ahead of the times. Thought that was a new thing.
Yeah. He was at the edge of the bed, just got home from work, he just taking his socks off, and all of a sudden his arm caught on fire, and I'm like, holy shit! Yeah. I could just be anywhere, and I could just poof into a fireball. Like, that's scary, bro. I remember that freaking me out when I was young.
I do, too. I remember hearing that from some show, too. Some weird phenomenon.
It was like
weird
40...
mysteries or something. And I was like, so it got brought up in a conversation this week. And I was like, I'm gonna look that up a little bit. Like, there's been like 200 to 300 cases in the last like 200 years, so not much. But
so it doesn't happen often.
No, and a lot of them, it's like, well, what else caused it? Some kind of friction. A lot of times, it's
there's got to be
clothes.
A scientific explanation. Right?
But then there's sometimes like the weird cases are the ones where like their whole body is ashes, like there's nothing left over. They're like, It's a weird, like, paranormal thing.
Because what temperature or what degree does that have to burn
I don't.
We're fucking scientists, Nick.
200?
Probably.
210?
Yeah, 210 degrees until your whole body just disintegrates.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
That seems right. Sounds right. I mean, it sounded good coming out of my mouth.
It looked better coming out of your mouth.
We need to set up a video podcast.
Speaking of like old shows that may have taught us bad things, remember the show Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
Dude, that's coming back to
That's
Netflix.
probably where it was from.
Probably. It's coming back, dude.
With the same guy?
No, I think he's...
Oh, no, didn't he get
dead. There's probably an unsolved mystery about him. 50 years later, unsolved mystery,
He
man.
comes out in like a fucking wheelchair, just like...
Hello.
Okay, it's not Stephen Hawking either.
Well, that wasn't Stephen... that wasn't a Stephen Hawking. It would be like... I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I don't know. Not that we could really offend anybody.
Yeah, he's dead, right?
That's true. No, I just mean can you... Is that a protected class? Yeah, can you make fun of people that can't talk?
You can't make fun of anybody anymore.
Well, the thing is that they couldn't say anything.
They can't defend themselves. It's probably like the best people to say shit to.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
So if you have something to say, just go pick on... Yeah, deaf people would actually be the best people to pick on.
If you're having a problem in your life, find a deaf person, just go yell at them. But cover your mouth because they're really good fucking lip readers. Right. Even if you're like, God damn it, Sally! Like
I'm reading your eyes, you dickhead. Isn't it crazy how like your senses, if you lose one of them, how like everything else just heightens? Mm-hmm. Like I don't ever want to go blind or lose any of my senses. Like I feel very blessed and fortunate that I still have all of them.
#blessed.
But what is it like to be blind?
My dad's half blind.
Is he? Well,
yeah.
It's not just like, who cares? He ran half the marathon.
He's got to do everything in halves. He's like, I could only do that with my left side of the body. Yeah. No, he lost his eye, and it actually fucks with your depth perception a lot.
Right.
So I'd forget, not that I'm being a dick or anything, but he's like, hey, hand me the keys. And I like chuck them at him, and I like, not chuck them at him, but he like toss them at him. This is baseball 98 miles an hour.
Damn, that's fastball. The Hispanic in you,
yeah,
bro.
Right, yeah. My arm's that good.
You fucking do the whole wind up.
Yes.
Look both
Out
ways.
Of stretch and shit. He gives me two signs. I nod them both off. And then
some baseball humor for you guys.
Which is coming back. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are a big baseball fan.
Yeah, somewhat. So I'd toss the keys over, and he'd like just try to snatch him out of the air, but his depth perception was way off.
Yeah.
And it fucks with it. I mean, he's better now.
Right.
But, yeah, I remember him for like 3 or 4 months after it happened, he couldn't work.
Oh, yeah, just because, yeah.
And he was like actually really depressed. But let's make this my dad's episode.
Yeah, right.
Happy birthday, and you were depressed.
And you can't see for shit.
Yeah, have see shit. He was like really down because he couldn't work. My dad's a workaholic,
right.
Like if anybody knows him. And as soon as he got back to work, though, like same old pops. Like he was on some medicines and he like weaned off of those. So
that's good.
Yeah, but he did say that like his reflexes gotten better. Cause
now it's better.
Now,
better than it was before, or better after he.
I mean, it's not good to have one eye.
What does he have? He's
got a glass.
Again, like I think like if you lose a complete sense, the other one's heightened.
Okay.
But that is true. Even like when we're at the science center, like the ear thing. If your hearing's off, you can't like walk. You can just fall vertigo and whatnot. But yeah, like if you can't smell, well, you probably can't taste better. But if you can't see, I know like obviously like depth perception somehow. Or like if you're deaf, you can
you use the stick.
You can like hear. It's like
no, it definitely heightens your other senses.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I guess you can rely on them more, so it's more and more practice rather than like half-assing everything. You're like full-assing some things. So that's the science behind it.
Full-ass is always better than half-ass.
Yeah, sometimes.
Depends how much time you have.
That's wow.
Thank you.
So yes, Unsolved Mysteries is coming back. And I'm very excited because that was a great show. Like when I was sick at home and shit when I was a kid.
When you ditched school.
I didn't have to ditch school. My mom was always like, she called it an R&R day. It's like rest and recovery maybe. I don't know. I just remember her saying that term a lot. I was like, when we'd have like long weeks and shit like that, she'd be like, just She was cool about that.
Wow.
Like every, like, you know.
My mom was
once
like
every
Kim Jong-un, man.
Yeah, like.
Right, I got to school!
Like, I was definitely always, like, teetering on that, like, you can only miss so many days. And I was always very, like, playing with it a little bit.
I never did.
I
ditched once in high school, that was it.
I don't think I ever ditched, though. Actually, I did ditch one time. And it's a stupid story, because, like, me and my friend went to go buy a Green Day CD when it came out.
Oh,
American Idiot.
What a great band.
God damn it. Yeah. But shout out to that's actually the Edison's next. I told you we're working on an LP. We're just covering the whole album.
Oh, you're covering Green Day's American Idiot.
Not making an original or anything, just literally bar for bar. Like, I want to make, everybody, I just feel like it's a masterpiece. It should be done again.
Stay on the lookout for the Edison's cover of American Idiot by Green Day.
Wake Me Up When September Ends. It's probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Don't want to be an American Idiot.
That's funny, man. I ditched once in high school. I think we're just like leaving the Unsolved Mysteries behind. But didn't that guy
But why?
But didn't... It's an unsolved mystery.
25 years later.
Wow, that's a good voice.
Well, they always did that. It'd be like 50, 60 years. Like, what the fuck? How long is this? Like, who are your researchers?
Who track these guys?
Yeah, who are they? Like, we should get those trackers to work on our show to give us material. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know 75 years ago? It's like... God, haven't you died by
Did
now?
you know 500 years ago, architects, people that dig up bodies, they found a mass grave of like 297 kids. The biggest mass burial of kids.
Really?
Yeah, that was a recent thing I just read. I felt like a perfect transition. There you go. Not the same brain farts we had last week.
No, this time I'm kind of prepared.
Yeah, but it's the biggest one.
That's how many
kids?
It's
a lot of kids, 297.
That's not that many kids if you think about it.
That's true. It probably happens more often.
Yeah.
Than we know. Mass, like, graves like that are crazy. There's a lot in Mexico, right? That they, like, dig up and they find, like lots from, like, the cartel and shit like that where they find, like, hundreds of bodies that are just...
They go to the... What in Mexican culture, we're... creatures of habit.
Yeah.
We go to the same spot to bury 250 bodies. So you're not.
I don't know what's been working.
Nobody's found the spot.
It's crazy to think of, like, but it's like flashback that 500 years or wherever they think, you know.
That was a flashback.
Like, what do you think they're like? These little kids. Like,
why did they kill the kids? And who was it?
They don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, they're just trying to figure it out. That's somebody's job right now. Is they're just like thinking all day long about why this tribe was like.
Oh, is it a tribe? It's probably an incompetent child that
a lot of
was going to be detrimental.
Probably with a Make America Great hat again.
Yeah,
at the Lincoln Memorial. Right. Probably. Yeah, just, you know, it's like, man, they're like, we gotta fucking take these kids out. Hey. Like, we probably should just start. I mean, free speech and everything. Maybe we should start killing off the youth. Isn't that kind of what older people start feeling like? Because they're like, all these stupid kids are so dumb.
That's also very wrong, though. And I think that's pushing the youth. Well, aside from, like, morally, you know, it's like pushing the youth into this corner, like, this is what's wrong with you. This is why America's never going to work. And constantly hearing that, you know, is definitely not good.
Yeah,
for the children. The
who knows what's good for them? It could be throwing them to a mass burial. I don't know. Who's to say?
Were they buried alive?
I don't know.
Aren't you an archaeologist,
bro? I wish I was. That'd be a badass job, dude.
You probably wouldn't be in front of this podcast microphone.
Or I wouldn't, and it'd be like
actually
doing pretty well. Yeah. They're like, damn, this is a fucking interesting podcast.
Oh, how many bodies have you done?
Rather than just barely brushing up on news articles. Hey-o!
God, sorry, folks. You're probably gonna have to turn that way down. I wish there was.
Well, it'd be too late now.
Yeah. Well, can we
compressor?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna like edit this and throw back like hey, turn your fucking speakers down.
Oh, there we go. We should start editing this.
Should we?
Make it real nice and kempt, like 15-minute episodes. What, kempt? You can't say that?
And welcome back, folks, from this edited segment.
Here we are again. Wait, let me take that one more time. Here we are again. I didn't like that either, dude.
Hold on. This mic says one.
And we're back for another episode. Who do you think? How long do you think it would take
to edit an episode? Fuck that.
That's like watching YouTube videos and stuff now too. Like I can't even watch people that do that. Because you just keep on seeing like cut and cut and cut. It's like, dude, just be genuine.
Well, it's like those just interviews.
Be shitty, bro.
It's like just be real is more like it, not shitty. Shitty is just a side effect.
Damn!
Wow!
Shitty's just a side effect. That should be our new catchphrase.
That should be a bumper sticker.
Shitty's just a side effect.
Bumper stickers aren't a thing anymore, unless it's like political. Have you noticed that?
That's true. Yeah, you don't see them very much anymore.
Yeah, I think people actually value their cars now.
Yeah, I've never been a big bumper sticker guy.
I've never been a huge bumper sticker guy.
It's like bumper stickers, tattoos, all that kind of shit. So tacky.
Yeah, especially tattoos.
I hate tattoos.
Yeah, seriously. Especially, don't you have an appointment later today? Aren't you getting a tattoo?
I'm getting them removed.
You're going to remove
the
one on your penis?
No, I'm keeping that one. That's the only one.
35 minutes in.
It's better.
First penis joke. We used to be like 37.
I know. It's a little penis. You just use it as a crutch. It's like that. What's that? What?
I see what you did there.
I didn't try to do anything.
Use it as a crutch.
Robin Williams has a great quote where it's like, God gave us men a brain and a penis, but only enough blood to flow to one. Or like keep one working or something. Robin Williams was a great man.
You just butchered Robin Williams.
Well, I didn't, but he butchered himself, bro.
Oh! No, he didn't. He just
hung himself. That's true.
Which they allegedly say he did.
I mean, I'm a big conspiracy guy, but I don't think.
Yeah, I know. I heard a couple of different.
And actually, I don't think it's as sad as I priorly.
That's beautiful.
That sounds right. Is priorly a word?
Prior thought, priorly.
Prioritized. Like, well, I thought he killed himself from depression. Well, yes, he was depressed, but he was depressed that his brain wasn't working. He was like getting all like.
Yes.
He was getting what we like to call
Alzheimer's.
So yeah, he was like he wasn't. He
was on the brink of Alzheimer's.
So he was like, I couldn't remember anything. He couldn't act anymore.
Who
he
would
couldn't
want
bring
that?
joy, and he's like, I'm gonna try masturbating.
You know what he did is a public service. I'm just kidding. I'm a big fan of Robin Williams.
We don't need any more shitty movies, Robin.
Oh man.
Yeah, he had a documentary on HBO, which is so good.
He had one?
Yeah.
About his death?
Yeah, which is about his life. And it was just kind of the bittersweet.
Favorite Robin Williams movie?
Ooh. Mrs. Doubtfire is pretty good.
Mrs. Doubtfire is pretty good. World's Greatest Dad.
That would be your favorite? Wow.
I think
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting was good.
Flubber.
Flubber I cried in, actually.
Did you?
When the robot dies.
Isn't that Bionicle Man? Bicentennial Man? Is there a robot in Flubber? Is there?
Yeah, dude. Little floaty thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't remember that.
It was a long time ago. I don't even remember crying about it.
My sister cries at the end of Big Daddy all the time. We've talked about that before.
Big Daddy.
She
with,
like
with
yeah, like at the end, like when they're in court and the kid gets taken away from his custody and goes to the original dad.
Because he's a shitty dad.
Yeah. She like literally we watched it like 10 times or something. I just remember, and like every time she would lose it. Like
bawling?
Yeah, like
wow. That's some deep feelings. Like there's no trauma behind it, is there? Like you had a natural dad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a past life thing.
Yeah. That's like going back to Unsolved Mysteries when I saw like that's it.
I like it. And we're back.
When like thank you for joining us.
So we'll cut the last 5 minutes out.
When like the little kids in the back seat and the parents are driving down this field or whatever battleground like during Civil War and the little kid's like, that's where I died. Damn. And like the little kid would never know that because he's never been on that. No, it's like reincarnation is what I'm getting.
Was it the mass burial?
Could have been.
All kinds of throwbacks, bro.
Yeah.
Then throwback again, Robin Williams. I'm gonna raise you. Throwback. 1 Hour Photo. Do you ever watch that movie?
Actually, I did. He was a creep.
Yeah, and he like was developing film.
Yeah,
and he creeping on this this life.
That was always weird to me.
With it. It is, right?
Because I mean, now we have the accessibility of our phones.
Right.
And if you're taking them dirty pictures, that you shouldn't be taking and sending out to everybody. Damn. You used to have to go to the 1 Hour shop, and they would have to do it for you. And it's like, how are you not gonna go through these pictures?
Like they had to kind of look, right?
I mean, they print out, right? So like you could sit there and watch them all print out.
They had to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple.
I think
like,
if I had that job, I'd be that creep.
Well, it's not like that. It's that weird voyeur that we all have in ourselves. It's not even. It's like if something's flashy, it's like if a cat has a laser pen, it's like it looks at it. Mm-hmm. And we're all kind of conditioned in that same way.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm walking around the apartment, if the lights are all on and the windows are open, he's like, Beck, I'm gonna jerk off to you having sex with somebody.
Guinevere Beck, is that the reference you just
the shitty show that
you watched?
Other told me to watch. Terrible show.
I enjoyed the writing of it.
Yeah, she never kept her fucking windows closed.
Yeah, what a fucking whore.
Damn. Whoa. She was pretty
bang
loose.
out right on the window.
Yeah, what did that make him though? Because he was jerking off in public, homeless.
A creeper. No, well, we knew he was a creeper from the start.
That's true.
So
yeah, where are we going with that? Something 1 hour photos.
1 hour photos.
Looking at the video.
Voyeurs.
Looking at the pictures, becoming entangled in their. That's
best Robin Williams movie.
Well, I loved his creepy ones. There's one called The Night Listener, which I don't remember what it was about.
Patch Adams was good.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Patch Adams was a tearjerker.
Yeah. That was one where he was in a Phoenix vegetative hospital and had sex with that lady, right? Impregnated.
Yeah, and she impregnated her.
Yeah. And they called it flubber.
And then a lion comes out.
They just caught that guy. So I'm working on my transition.
Did they?
36-year-old Nathan Sutherland. Shout out. He's going to be on the podcast next week.
What's his name?
Nathan Sutherland.
Sutherland. White guy?
I don't know. I don't see color.
Very progressive of you, Nick.
Thank you. Or gender.
Is he going to be on the podcast next week? Have you talked to him?
I reached out to him.
It's like, hey, before your court date next week.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 11 a.m. Here's my address.
Yep.
Right on. I'm excited. We'll see what he has to say. What was his reasoning? Did you go over that?
I didn't want to break the ice too much. I wanted to just I just wanted to get him a little bit interested. I was like, there will be dead carcasses here. If you want to, show.
Actually, we're wheeling in my 107-year-old grandma, which is in a vegetative state.
See.
To the podcast.
Gracias. Gracias, abuelo?
Abuela.
What would great grandmother be?
Tatarabuela.
How about la grande abuela?
The big grandma?
Well, that's like the great or the so big.
Tatara. That's just tatarabuela.
Tatarabuelo is great. Tatara.
No, it's not great.
That's very confusing.
It's Mexican language, bro. It's lingo, I believe.
See.
From what I've come to understand.
Yeah, so he said he's cool coming on the show. We just have to change his name. But he's willing to tell the story.
What can we call him?
I don't know. The gurney dabbler, the body diddler, skull fucker,
the garden gnome,
the daddy, new daddy.
Congratulations, by the way, Nathan.
So you're gonna have a kid. So
that's funny. Speaking of tattoos,
okay.
What are you getting again? I totally forgot.
So it's actually been a long time coming.
A 30-minute to come challenge?
Yeah, I finally got it, so I'm just getting the award.
What do we get?
I'm giving it to myself. A 30-minute come challenge tattoo.
Okay. Hashtag or?
I just told my artist, this is what I did. I showed him the video of me coming in 30 minutes. And he's like, oh, wow, nice little toot. And then he's like, all right. I see. I'm like, just use your artistic integrity. I know that
interpret it in your own.
I know you've been working for a long time to kind of get your craft and find your voice through art. So I also have been trying to craft my art in masturbation. So showed him the video, me huffing some dust off.
Dust off?
So I did.
Did you use the popper?
Line of coke, dust off, one popper, anal bead, jerking it. Stopped. 12 hours later, back again. Same method.
Did you take any Benadryl?
12
Benadryls before that. Outstanding. That's so funny.
Yeah, so then I came. That was a stinky fart.
Was it?
Yeah, that doesn't smell good.
I can't smell anything right now.
You're lucky.
What?
You're lucky. Luckily for the listeners, we might get video at some point, but the smell-o-vision is still a while away.
Unfortunately for you out there, you can't smell this fart that I just did. Which we don't like to, that's part of the not edited, bro. That's part of real life. Real life,
got lightheaded,
unedited. Yeah, you fucking hyperventilated yourself. Is that
that was also what I did.
Part of the 30-minute come
Part of it.
Of course.
So yeah, that's what I'm getting tattooed. And then if he has extra time, another, I guess a wart or, like...
a wart?
A wart. God damn it, Pedro. So like usually like in January, it's like there's 3 paychecks. And usually it's like the start of the new year or whatever. I usually get like kind of a milestone tattoo or something that's like from the last year, a big like thing that I learned. Mm-hmm. Like I got this Grim Reaper last January, which was kind of, I had this realization that I was spending way too much time living in the past or trying to recreate the past, trying to find happiness where I believed happiness laid upon. Mm-hmm. And then it's like death's right behind you, so you got to keep on moving forward rather than falling backwards towards where death is constantly creeping up on you.
Yep.
So then this next one I got, as I kind of started continue learning that and through meditating, I wanted to get like a 1 year kind of like, you've been meditating for a year, you felt the benefits of it, and like stay on this. Like it's something that's difficult to do, to force yourself to just sit there for 20 minutes, and like sometimes it doesn't feel like you're getting anything out of it. Even for weeks it feels like you're not getting anything.
Not even thinking.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm not getting better. I'm just like, fuck, dude. No, but I will still think. Like I can't shut it down.
That's hard.
Exactly. And I learned it was from a lesson, and he's like, talking about compounded issues. Like you spend 29 years of your life not doing this, that like the way your brain's working, like it will always fall back on thinking. So it's like you've only gone into you're only in the birth stages of trying to do this. It's like you've compounded this fucking like concrete way of thinking, and you've got to slowly chip away at that. So it's like you have to remind yourself. Like that's I really like that. It's like same thing with like yoga, or just like getting your back, like you're compressing your back standing all day. So like let it breathe, loosen it up. Like it's very important to the psyche or whatnot. So I wanted to get, that's very long. Yeah. I wanted to get like a lotus,
looking for a
lotus flower, which I know is like a classic kind of, tattoo or whatever that a lot of people have, which I don't like, but it's also very like spiritual awakening kind of thing, where it's like, there's that idea of like the only flower that can kind of bloom through murky waters and kind of find inner peace or try to tranquility in a way. So it was a representation of that. And then I wanted to kind of get I always like kind of getting like kind of like witchcrafty, like occult kind of stuff. So like getting like a snake involved in there too, because it's this idea of even when like you find nourishment or like you flourish, that there's still this evil side that's always there.
Yeah.
And it's like, no matter how many good days you have, you will still get to this bad day inevitably. Bad week, inevitably, bad month even, man. And what's frustrating is you realize where your mind's at. That's not you. That's another voice or that. But it's still fucking present. Yeah. And you want to push it away, but you're like,
well, is it going to be like weaving in and out of the lotus?
It's just in the background of it. Because like I'm just getting this bottom part capped out. So it's going to be
your left inner butt cheek.
Yeah. So on my wrist, I wanted to kind of cap out around here. So it's going to have to be kind of small, but I just wanted to... So I'm not really sure how it all kind of work in there, but I like kind of that good, evil, and also the idea of like, like you always get these tattoos of like, just breathe or live, or this reminds me to do this, or... Yeah. But, the truth into that, like I can look at it and be like, that's also another meditation technique of like, you put like... wake up with a mantra, or you put like, they even told me, put Post-it notes around your work or at like your house, where like if you're stressed, you just look at that thing to remind yourself to find your breath, so that it's like on
set an incentive.
Yeah, so like I'll look at that and be like, or it's like that little reminder that I'll have tattooed on my body for that, but also having that evil twist on it to be like, even though you know what those answers are, sometimes they still won't bring you to the light. You just have to keep on fighting, because even if you're not practicing or doing these little tools that you've kind of crafted for yourself, it's only going to get worse. Mm-hmm. So if you think that this is bad,
just wait.
Yeah, just wait. If you're going to just start fucking 86 in all your little like tasks.
Sometimes you just focus on the snake,
right?
That evil,
exactly.
That
and it's always going to be there. Mm-hmm. You can never completely clear evil of this world or of your life, or
unless you're a Buddhist.
Yeah,
living in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's true. like those people that meditate for 20 years straight and don't do it like 14 hours a day.
People that like die meditated, just like in that meditative pose, you know?
Yeah.
They just die there and just, they're like preserved forever.
I know, like 10, 14 hours, like 16-hour days.
I wonder if that's the answer to this world.
I mean, they are living on a whole different plane of existence.
Are they even existing? Is the thing.
Are any of us even existing? Back on Unsolved Mysteries.
Well, I mean, that takes us to, what, 2 weeks ago you asked me, do you think dreams give us answers?
Yeah. No, I just answered the question, so next question.
Okay. And we're done. No. Like, I've been in my dreams having...
so much background noise, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know if it's like the phone. It's
hey,
like
producer! Yeah. What the fuck's going on here, man?
Gnocchi, he's back when he's sleeping on the job, bro.
Jesus. Typical white man. White dog, I guess I should say. In my dreams, I've found myself in like these life-altering, almost like life-ending situations.
Oh.
Like I was on top of this bus, and it was like a semi, and I was holding this big, long piece of rebar.
Yeah.
And I knew in the dream that I was like gonna fall backwards and lose my balance and fall off, or something was gonna happen, right? And just like I knew it was gonna happen, it did. But I was at this like peace with it. I was like at ease, calm, like almost like a sense of, you know, anything that's gonna happen or that has happened, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I took away from like that dream, or like those similar dreams that I've been having. Just like everything's gonna be all right. I don't know if that's like life gonna throw something at me soon, or like preparing me mentally for some shit. But it's like it'll be okay. Like it always ends up being okay.
Well, it has. I mean, life moves on with or without you, for better.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to. I want to go back to this dream thing, but what I just thought of something kind of interesting. Like you're talking about being on top of that bus with the rhubarb. Rhubarb. I love rhubarb.
It's a new form of rhubarb.
Rhubarb is so good.
Yeah.
I love rhubarb pie.
I've never had it.
So like you're saying, all right, I think this is gonna happen, then it happens, and I think about this in life sometimes too, where if you like manifesting things, manifesting like negative, like do you think? I try not to do that.
Well, I don't know if it was me thinking like this was gonna happen, but like I'm on top of this semi, holding a long piece of rebar, and I'm like twiddling back and forth, semi losing my balance.
Yeah.
So I know like I could fall back. It's not that like I know this is gonna happen,
right?
But I felt like myself losing the balance in the dream, and I did fall back.
I wonder though, like even just having that in your brain, and not even just in dreamland, which could just be as real as you and me talking right now. But if you are constantly thinking this bad outcome that's going to happen, if you're just thinking that maybe your body is moving and doing things a little bit differently, that maybe inevitably will make that thing happen. Maybe like you're sending messages to your body to like, because you could be like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But subconsciously, maybe it's like you're like, oh, I think this motherfucker wants this to happen.
Yeah.
Or he's working towards this happening, because like bracing for a fall, for example. If you're like getting ready to fall, are you like, okay, skiing down a mountain, let's say, and you're saying, oh, I'm gonna fall, I need to brace myself to fall. Are you more likely to fall that way, or if you're saying this is fun, I feel good, I'm loose? Because you're gonna hurt yourself being tense.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt yourself not being tense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad analogy if you're thinking about the proper way to fall, but being tense in a sense of if something bad.
That's why drunk drivers usually survive the crash, because they don't expect it.
Exactly.
That's
true. That's a good point. And that's a pretty.
It's also like a sense of like fight or flight. Like you're going down this mountain at a good amount of speed.
Yeah.
You know the possibility of falling and severely cracking a skull or breaking some bones is there, but I think you do have to think positive, man. You're like, I think you have to have fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I hope if you're going down a mountain on skis, you've done it once or twice before.
Right.
You know, don't just jump onto like any fucking slope. And
I think about it though with riding too. I remember like writing about, well, being in relationships and writing like songs about these things I'm afraid of losing, you know, my significant other. And then sometimes those things slowly coming true because I become, but like, do you create that world? Like, are you creating it for yourself through a story? Like, you create this world around you to exist in it. Maybe it's like trying to make what you're writing too true, but maybe there is a part of you that senses something as well. It's like a premonition.
Maybe.
It could be. But,
it's like the dog feeling an earthquake before it happens.
Right. All animals, really, right?
That's interesting, yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's got something to do with it. It's got something with like putting it out there, manifesting, because that's what it comes down to. It is like you're actually the studio I've been going to do yoga. They just had a workshop. It's a manifestation workshop. And I was like, should I go? It seems pretentious, you know. I don't know. But there is something about it, like going back to Jacob's episode, even when they write that shit down on paper, write whatever down on paper, and they set it on fire and let the ashes go up, and it goes out into the universe. You know, it's putting it out there in the universe. You're definitely, maybe subconsciously, doing subtle things, like with your body or with your mind, that are moving in that direction. Because I mean, obviously, I just wrote like the short story about a serial killer and his first murder. Obviously, I'm not trying to do that. But that's, I don't know. It's still me writing it. It's kind of just allowing myself to think that way, instead of playing it out. I guess it would be.
Well, that, like, but also like last week we were talking about being, like, I was afraid of going blind when I was a kid. So I was having a lot of those things where I'd get up too fast and like my vision would go black. And that, like I said, like I haven't had that for years because I haven't had that fear. Yeah. So I was like, is there something about, I mean, can like you create, like if you think about, I don't know, the power of CBD or just anything.
CBD's got chocolate on it.
Sure. If you have like this perception that something's going to work or not work, you know, the placebo effect, how it always seems to, like through studies, that it seems to be beneficial of just believing something, that there's got to be a flip side of that as well, which is crazy. So it's like holding on to what bad you think is going to happen, trying to let that go. It's difficult for me because, you know, it's one thing I was talking about, like with Gnocchi, for example, like him going into his surgery last week.
Which he's all right, folks.
Yeah, he's good.
Full recovery.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot. Even though he's just laying and sleeping right now.
Well, he's that. Like, he's a producer. He's a worthless producer.
True. Yeah. He was like, everything's sounding good, cool.
He's like, hey, do you still got some of those pain meds, Pop?
Yeah, I know, right? He just ran out yesterday. I know, this motherfucker's getting high and I'm not even getting high. It's not fair.
Damn it.
He's like, the tables turn, bitch.
Did you try one of his pain medication?
I was a little tempted, I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely have a pill popping habit that I've kicked a long time ago.
Good for you that you kicked it.
I mean, I'll still take them if you got some.
I just won't buy them anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. But, you know, you going into it, there's so much what ifs. And you always think about and you worry about the worst possible outcome. And what does that hope for the best, expect the worst, right? It's like it's not going to do anything for you. It's like you're creating this world of scenarios that may or may not happen. And if it does happen, fucking roll with the punches at that point. Yeah. Why waste time
and effort?
But it just happens. Yeah. And it's hard to remind yourself
back to
not to.
When I was smoking the spice, I was in my head like, what if I have to do this? Like, what if they rush me to the hospital? What if I, die or my heart stops and I haven't? It's all those what ifs that you're like in your head constantly running over. Like, what if Gnocchi's cyst on his arm was
tumor or something?
Yeah, a tumor or cancer.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was benign.
Yeah.
Not benate. Benign. And I felt you that was a lot of weight on your shoulders because like the week leading up to his surgery and all that, like at work you weren't really, I don't know, you weren't like interacting as much and you weren't, I think you were more in your head.
I mean, it was definitely 3 weeks long. I mean, that's the thing that sucked too.
Right. Yeah. And then like as soon as Gnocchi had his surgery and we figured out everything's good, you came back, and I think it was maybe a couple days later where I saw you more uppity and more joking around, having fun with people.
And what's funny is I had this thing too, like going back to my brain, just because you go in there. And then, they go through all these things, all the bad outcomes that can happen that you're like basically signing away. They're like, if he dies, can't, all these things. And so then you leave, you're like, all right, well, I guess I'll see you in 8 hours. And when you call me or tell me what's going to happen or what extra expenditures there are, fucking
That's
whatever.
the thing too, the extra expenditures.
Right, which is like, you hate putting a price on something like that where it's like, but at the same time, you're like.
You hate putting them down. Which you have to pay to.
Right. And then and what's funny is my like sober brain too is like, if something happens, like would I go straight to the bottle? Or like I was having, it's interesting going through these kind of conflicts being sober, because I did realize that it's like, all right, well, if something did happen to him, like let's say he didn't wake up from, being put down or not, what's it called? When
Anesthetized.
Anesthesia or whatever.
Pretty much what I said.
Yeah. So yeah, I was thinking, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't go just drink because like we made this like 30-day challenge thing. So it's like dealing with it without that vice of, smoking or drinking, which smoking definitely isn't a release in that form for me. Cause I'll just start thinking about it and like,
oh, you dive deeper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is a beautiful thing about marijuana and like, psychedelics, cause you will deal with these things you don't want to deal with. You're forced to face them. So I would usually just go straight to the bottle and start drinking. But then I really realized that like with that state of mind, knowing that I wouldn't do that, it's like how it literally serves no purpose of making anything better, because you just wake up the next day
and it's same existence, the same world.
And you feel shittier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it was kind of a cool realization in that way too. I mean, I didn't have to actually
relying on the bottle. Like what it does, yeah.
What it does, yeah. Just seeing it as like, and like, but also being like, that doesn't even really sound good, and that was kind of a cool thing. I don't know.
Well, we all drink to forget some shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes but
you're out and you're having
fun.
I don't know if I do. I don't know.
Or just anymore.
I definitely used to.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah.
But I think even more of that though. I think my problem with alcohol is, at least what I'm learning, is that whole like Hunter S. Thompson and like Anthony Bourdain, which I always go back to, like they're my two greatest idols, of being like, I just love that live fast, die young thing where it just felt like a party. And that's the feeling that I enjoyed so maybe like deep down inside somewhere, it's like you're trying to forget or repress something. But I still don't actually see it. I think I just love that, like,
you idolize it.
I do, yeah, which is dangerous.
Yes, and it's not so good.
Right.
But going back to manifesting it.
Yeah.
You're essentially doing that. Like, you want to bring that part out of you. It's
exactly.
Like, I do this because this is who I am.
Wild child thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's all a fucking whirlwind, man.
I mean, that seems like a good transition to Jack and Andraka. I mean, like you were.
We're not still talking about Nathan Sutherland? Right. The fucking dirty bastard.
This is another dirty bastard, a 15-year-old.
What's his name?
Jake Andraka.
Jake Andraka.
This dirty bastard
Slovakian?
Is undercutting Big Pharma, bro.
What?
Can you believe that, dude? He created an early detection test for cancer that right now is a 60-year-old test they use. It's like $800 on average, and it like misses like 30%.
That seems accurate.
He made this fucking thing, a 5-minute test, 100% accurate, and it's like pennies on a dollar.
Really?
Can you believe the fucking balls in this kid?
God damn it.
Let's
have him offed.
I mean, we should.
Yeah.
Because trying to detect cancer from an early age.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, we're using a test that's been kind of working for 60 years, bro. Back off,
70%.
Dude. Are you trying to get on that? Big Pharma is what makes the world go round, buddy.
Duh.
But that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How old is this guy?
15.
15?
Yeah, it's
wow.
like his, like, I had a close family friend.
But see, there's a difference between that 15-year-old fucking yelling at and chanting.
No, this was the kid. That's why he was at the Lincoln Memorial.
Let's not confuse this. Let's actually praise this kid and not mix him up with the other.
You know, it is funny like that you mentioned that is, they're talking about bringing a 16-year-old to the White House. Why not bring this motherfucker?
Right.
Sorry, not motherfucker.
Fucking asshole undercutting Big Pharma.
Dickhead to the White House.
Who does he think he is? Yeah. Who do you think? Yeah, you can solve the fucking cancer. Oh,
got a big farmer and shit, bro.
Got a big farmer. You gotta get off, but
he goes to the mafia. It's like the mafia podcast would be cool back here. So what's the big idea over here?
Yeah, so what's up?
So yo.
So how many cancers can you get from this? How many cancers can we detect from this?
That's a funny, like, I like that juxtaposition that you brought, because it's like, you know, I'm thinking of this. I was like, where do we go from this kind of interesting article that I saw of this kid? And then you bring up the flip side of that, which is a kid close to the same age, not really doing anything besides just being a shithead, just saying whatever's on his brain, you know, which is mud at this point. And then,
both millennials. And then who's in the spotlight? Like, that's not on any mainstream media. Nope.
That was like some
deep.
like...
We almost went to the dark web for that.
I did go on the dark web.
Did you?
Yeah, it was yeah.
Have you ever been?
I haven't. Have you?
I haven't either, but I'm interested.
Let's do it. Let's do a dark web episode. Fucking, what's it called?
No, seriously, this kid should be going to the White House and, like, setting a fucking better example than yelling at Native Americans.
But that's...
Or, like...
Or just setting a better example that, like, there are kids that are thinking of things to make the future better.
Right.
I mean, there's that kid that's creating that trash robot out in the ocean. Fueling itself. And he was like, what, 6? He said he came up with it when he was 8 years old.
Yeah, what's the girl's name that's, like, fighting for global warming to actually be fucking acknowledged?
I'm not sure. I don't know that story.
Neither do I, but there's a girl out there.
Sounds good.
I just kind of flipped out.
And what about that dude that's, like, talking about, like, we should... You know, like, not see color and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that. What was his name?
What was his... Didn't he have a day? They gave him a day,
Was he a football
right?
player? No, rapper. Little Junior. Little King Junior.
Was he a rapper?
Little Marty. Little Marty Luther King.
No, I don't think he was a rapper, man. I think he was a criminal for a while.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right, because... When he was young, Rosa Parks didn't want to get up from her seat.
Yeah,
so then he organized the boycott of the public busing system.
Dun, dun, dun. What was his name? Martin Luther King!
What a dude.
What a guy.
We should give him a day.
He should be on the podcast.
Hologram.
Oh, 2020, bitches.
So Martin Luther King Day came up, and when I was planning for this week, I was like, I'm going to look up a conspiracy about his death. I wasn't really sure that there was or wasn't one. I was just like, I'm sure there is one. You know what I mean?
There's a conspiracy about fries at McDonald's, bro. Okay?
Exactly.
Are they real? Are they
right?
fake?
And it turns out there is some pretty juicy conspiracies about his life and death.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Big Mac juicy.
Ooh, with the shit dripping?
The 100% Angus beef. Anus beef?
Anus beef.
That's probably that'd be a good flavor, I'm sure.
Anus
you can get away from the flavor of the anus. Well, just think about it's like second servings of every food. You're getting all the food that ever ate.
Yeah. That's double the flavor.
So that was the first juicy conspiracy, guys. Anus burgers. Sorry.
What was the juicy one?
So, the biggest thing. So the guy that killed him, James Earl Ray, like a convicted. He just was a robber basically his whole life, petty crimes, stuff like that. He shot him in a hotel, which the slug that they recovered from MLK's body didn't even match the gun that he used.
Wow.
Which seems to make sense.
Yeah.
They captured him trying to get on a plane to London 99 days later, something like that. First, he pleaded guilty, which expedites the right to a trial. Then a couple days later, he said that he wasn't guilty, and it was a conspiracy with the mafia and the government, and they pretty much shut him up pretty quick. And then
Lee Harvey Oswald did. I'm just a pawn.
It was basically the same exact thing, and the same.
That's
exact,
weird. The same exact thing.
No, it is right. But it's the same thing of you look at him, and he was a racist piece of shit. He said dumb things. He was a robber, low petty crimes. He was just kind of an undereducated scumbag, you know. Which was kind of a perfect kind of pawn for, the government or anybody to use, because they can be like, no, look at him, he was racist. So, but during that time, you could fucking pick a white guy in a McDonald's line, and he was probably a racist piece of shit.
Very true.
So really, it was a 50-50 country at that point. So anyways,
definitely segregated.
So we get to the point where escaped convict kills him, never used an arm before, like ever hurt anybody.
That's probably why the bullet was the wrong bullet for the gun.
Makes a lot of sense.
Never used a gun
He didn't know what bullets went in. So
of
course, from 100 yards away or whatever, he shoots him
with tremendous accuracy.
So yeah, then later, so I think about that. Then I think about him saying that he pled guilty, which who fucking knows? And you think about any of these making a murderer kind of documentaries of the interrogation process of these not hour long, it's 6 hour, 10 hour long.
You're there
just
half a day,
right? And
I would say anything to get the fuck out of there too.
Exactly, and then especially if you're undereducated and you don't, they can manipulate you.
And if you're racist, especially,
they can manipulate you so easily to be basically they need a soundbite. In 10 hours, I mean, think about this 1 hour and 10 minutes. Think how many sound bites you can make for this. That could just ruin our life.
We can edit this all together, yeah.
So, you think about that. So they get him on deck and whatever. So now he killed Martin Luther King. So there's all that. There's about the. In 1999, there was a case from King's family where they knew it, they were claiming conspiracy the whole time, because throughout his life there was bombs thrown at his house. There were phone calls saying that they're going to murder him if he doesn't leave town. There were sex tapes leaked. There were sex tapes leaked with an alleged suicide note from Martin Luther King that traced back to the FBI writing it. The FBI director that forged a sex tape, forged a suicide letter that was basically staging his suicide with this tape that came out that his wife found. She's like, no, this is bullshit. So there's all of that. There was the FBI director said he was the most notorious liar in the country. Which, to get into that, which is kind of crazy.
Was he projecting, do you think?
Right. Yeah, no shit. But what's crazy about that is somebody in that high of position, how dangerous it is just to say, let's go to Donald Trump, of just saying whatever you want to say, and then the FBI director says the most notorious liar in the country, and you see racism, everything running, and people will grab onto that and be like, yeah, he is lying, or he is doing this, and he isn't right, and he's trying to separate or whatever. But so with all those. This conspiracy is it's pretty it's hidden, it's tucked away, because people won't say that they won the lawsuit in 1999 because the judge found that there was a number of evidence showing that the mafia, state, and federal law enforcement were using illegal surveillance, illegal tactics, illegal all this kind of setting up. So basically showed that at some point they were trying to stage his murder, have him murdered, perpetrate the murder, whether it's through MK Ultra, mind control, using upon setting up whatever it is, JFKing it. It's a completely the same thing. You look at, there's all those same facts, and you say, okay, well, why was he killed? And then you can go to the obvious one. You say, well, because he wanted a white and black America to be together.
He had a dream.
But that wasn't actually what it was, because a lot of that had already passed by the time it was around. Well, it hadn't already passed. Racism is still live today. Live and well, baby.
Oh, live and well.
But what really started getting into, the federal, into the main government, was when he started being outspoken not only for color, but for the Vietnam War. And he started trying to bring up equality in all classes and classism. And he was saying it wasn't just white, black, it wasn't colors of skin. It was people in poverty. It was people in a lower income class not given the same opportunities. So when he started getting groups of people together that weren't just skin color, because that was the obvious one. It's people already started seeing through that. Why are we fighting? What are we? We're animals? No, we're all fucking humans. We can all coexist together.
We're all animals.
But then as soon as you start getting this other number together of people like the Vietnam War, we shouldn't be fighting that and starting wars in other countries because we shouldn't have done that war. The false flag of Tonkin and all those kind of things. And then you look at classism of They're like, okay, now
let's shut him down.
Now we got to take him out. Now he's like a radical speaker of just speaking his mind.
He's a whistleblower,
which was what JFK was. He wasn't agreeing with a lot of things that the military wanted to do. The false flags of Cuba, and then so it's just you see all this evidence kind of lining up all together, and I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Definitely
pretty interesting that we kind of, and I almost think that that's why we kind of give him that day. Like, we're like, okay, we give him Martin Luther King Day to be like, he was great. He kept, unity, had a dream. We get all these, like, nice speech things. We throw them on, like, flyers. And I saw a couple on, like, highways, where you see, like, you're like, all right, that's lovely and whatnot. But I think that's just a distraction thing to be like, hey, there's some dangerous shit over here. But if we don't give him this, if we don't give him this little trophy, little thing to look at, we start looking at the other side of it rather than what the truth is. I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Definitely interesting.
I don't know, bro.
We've said this a billion times. I wouldn't put it past our government, man.
Well, that era is so seedy, dude. But that was not long ago. It's still setting up
for New World Order, man.
Setting
up for New World Order.
NATO, bro. But you still think about all those crazy things, and now it's we're still kind of talking about it, where the time passes and we kind of forget about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But you think of and I always keep on going back to like the Vegas shooting or something. Like, what details of that will start coming out of like whose hands were in that government? Yeah, and what's funny is I actually saw somebody posted this thing on Yahoo News that I saved. Yahoo, which I don't know anybody
sponsored
uses it
by
anymore, but. It was about like some attorney apologizing to Osama bin Laden for saying that he wasn't responsible and we're sorry for all the. I kind of skimmed it first and I saved it to read it later today. Then I realized that Yahoo pulled it down, and I was like, oh fuck, like this has got to be juicier than it was. And then I realized when I typed in the kind of the headline that it was an Onion article that Yahoo posted and shared before realizing it was an Onion article.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious.
That is fucking funny.
But isn't that how news works?
It's like disinformation.
101. Crazy,
so
dude.
Funny.
I know, and I was like, holy shit.
And it's like the Onion News Network has like its little perks. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, yeah. And this, self-deprecation and humor that it has is so funny. But that's the problem with it too, that it can be misleading. Which is funny because and
it's funny. I saw that could actually be true. I was like, actually, I don't know. I'm a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. Don't get me wrong, bro. I don't know who did it. I think there's a lot of dark secrets inside of that. But
there's a great quote by Immortal Technique. It says, and I don't think Bush did it because he isn't that smart. Oh, I just fucking butchered it.
I like that. I like that I didn't just butchered it part.
I just threw that in there on a whim.
Ad-libbing.
No, yeah. Now I just can't remember it. It says, so for you conservatives, so you don't take it to heart, I don't think Bush did it because he isn't that smart.
Oh,
That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but he knows people.
Right. Or different ties, or who knows. Yeah. I don't think anybody really knows the fucking truth. Yeah. That's why.
Good old Richard Cheney.
I don't know. Who knows? But I also saw that article. I was like, oh, that's probably true. Yeah. I was like, I'm sure he didn't. They couldn't trace anything back to him, to be honest with you. I mean, they cut off the chicken head. Now there's 100 other chicken heads.
Dead? Osama bin Laden?
Oh, he's dead, bro.
Dead?
He was,
Or is he homies with Tupac out and like...
Right. He was kind of living it up in that cave. Like, he had American porn. He had American video games. They recently published all the video games that he had inside.
Oh, really?
Oh, he loved American culture in that same Kim Jong-un way.
Yeah.
Which is strange. It's like death to America, but the shit that you're making is pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's like ISIS even. It's
they want to overcome America.
Yeah, they're like, fuck America, but iMovie's pretty dope for making these little videos.
Decapitation. Yeah. People believe this shit.
You know that there has been $100,000 of different militaries that have made there aren't real videos.
Yeah, they've funded all these.
That's insane.
Set up productions.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Of false decapitations.
I did not believe that when I first heard it, so I looked it up, and I mean, who knows if that's still true if I looked it up.
Once again.
But there's like documents showing that the government's paid like one instance $600,000 to create like beheading videos, like just to perpetrate fear, so then we'll spend money and be okay with sending people to war as long as they're not transgender. Oh man, it's crazy. And the other thing that's not even a transition, I'm just throwing way back to when we're talking about weed, is
one more week
to weed. There was an article about CBS for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, how they didn't want...
Yeah, there's a medical marijuana. Gee, look, I saw her land it.
Sorry, bro, I'm hungry.
So yeah, they were gonna have a medical marijuana ad. It showed like 3 people suffering from different illnesses and how it improved their life. And they're like,
nah,
we good.
We don't want 6 million people watching this.
Yeah, they're like, what is it, $5.2 million for 30 seconds, so probably close to $10 million for an ad, and they're like, I don't know, I don't think like these Coors Light ads and all this like fast food nation.
Carl's Jr.'s
like,
burgers, let's...
That'll be okay. Like Coors Light, people like living their life to their fullest, not dying from alcohol poisoning or anything like that, or obesity, or like whatever fucking commercials are gonna be on there.
Oh, there's a medicine without side effects? We don't have that long 35-second list, and the side effects contain this,
that's true, huh? Yeah, there's no part of that in marijuana.
That's weird. No, I think maybe next year.
Yeah, we good. We good, bruh. Man,
let's not open so many eyes at the same time.
God, I hate how slow shit moves.
It's a process.
I know.
Well, we have a buddy that's doing this with us, and he is weak. He is dipping out a week early on this. He's drinking this weekend.
Is he?
Yeah.
Should we just do it too? Since we're going to that stand-up show.
Oh yeah, you're going to see Tony Hinchcliffe.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. I'm excited for
Christina P.
No.
Oh, you're not excited for that?
Caitlin Pachitsu.
Oh,
yeah, Caitlin Pachitsu. I wonder if
nice set, bitch.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Just one more week, I guess. Well, we agreed on smoking, right? We're gonna spark up a J on here.
Yeah.
And so it's forewarned and just letting y'all people know that episode might get a little kooky.
Might be a little spacey.
Yeah.
Not Kevin Spacey.
Ooh, because there won't be any kids in here.
There's gonna be that guy.
How old is he? He's of age, though. He's not.
We're not gonna say his name.
Nathan Sutherland.
But he likes to fuck dead vegetated people.
What a fucking creep.
So we're gonna bring up animal fucking next week. We're gonna talk about fucking dead bodies. We're gonna talk about
weed,
probably lots of brain farts. Mm-hmm. Who knows what this week's gonna throw us? You started this episode saying AI, robots, alternate universes.
What ifs?
Who knows what's gonna happen this week? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I will say again before we fuck up this sobriety completely, of how, hats off to people
that live that sober life,
dude.
How do you do it?
I don't know. Like,
how do
I do? And I think one of our friends. We kind of talked because he's been sober for 3 or 4 months now.
We don't hang out with people like that, man.
But I am curious of to hear, because not to sound like
Steven?
Yeah, right. Not to sound like ignorant or like I just get bored. I don't know if it's I have this thing of escapism or it's changing my realities or do you just what?
My headphones just died.
Did they? Oh.
I don't know if they died or if I disconnected.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, perfect. Oh. I'm back on.
But yeah.
And welcome back, folks.
We'll cut that out. But I don't know. Or maybe just as time goes, because I don't have those same gut, I need a drink, I need a smoke. I can kind of just throw off that second voice, fuck it.
Yeah.
And find joy in other things. I know joy is still there, love's still there, and you can still have fun in the world, but I'm just kind of curious to break into that consciousness a little bit of just that sober life. I don't know.
I couldn't. I like it's those little rewards that we give ourselves. Like, I enjoy those.
Right.
Because you're not on here for a long time.
Well, then, but the thing is, too, and you look at these rewards, too, like, okay, even for 30 days, like, I've had ice cream, like, once or twice. I've had twice.
I've had sweets.
With you.
I've had chocolate.
And I haven't had ice cream in, like, a year or two.
Bro, my vice now is coffee.
But isn't that, but coffee is not terrible for you as, like, maybe eating a cheeseburger and some other shit.
Well, not if it's protein.
Because you're not drinking or not smoking. You're, like, you're going to have another payoff or reward that would just kill you in a different way. So we're all going to die. It's just, how do you want to die?
Right. You know what I'm really excited for?
What, death?
Fucking French fries, bro.
Are you? Yeah.
Oh my God. I honestly didn't think it was going to be this difficult. And I honestly thought I wouldn't crave them as much as I do.
Huh, that's funny.
But I do still fucking crave them so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm around them at work.
Yeah, that will do it.
That'll do it. But I mean, dude,
I don't have it at all. I actually enjoy that now that I've
fried food, because I haven't even had like potato chips or anything.
But I'm usually pretty good, like, or I was good for a while, like not just mindlessly eating fry here, fry there. And then I think as I was drinking more, you kind of like some of these small habits kind of sneak back into your life. So I was doing it again, and now this kind of gave me this cleanse of like not wanting them either. Like, I don't crave them whatsoever. Like, I don't see, like, going, like, oh, I can't wait to... I mean, I'll probably eat them, probably even on that day, because I'm sure we'll go somewhere. I'm sure we'll get, like, wings and fries or some shit.
Oh, classic Zips.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does sound really good. Because deep fried food is the best.
But I don't know.
I crave them, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think I'll be, like, more aware of it now. Like, maybe reduce my portion. And not mindlessly eat them throughout the whole day, you know?
Yeah.
Like, 2 here, 2 there.
We all have our vices, and mine is getting fucked. Shout out to Heavy Lolo. Grindcore, baby.
Damn. That sounds nice. But yeah, coffee has been my new vice, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't a coffee drinker.
Well, you've changed, bro. Now you're a coffee drinker. With erectile dysfunction. So, until...
We weren't going to say anything about that, but... I have ED, guys. You know, it's brought on by a lot of meth use, and it's on early stages, but we're working on it, and we're trying to come up. We actually consulted...
You are trying to come up.
That was not a pun. We actually consulted with this 15-year-old that's, you know, bypassing and undercutting.
I'm going to clear my name from consulting with a 15-year-old about erectile dysfunction before you go any further. I'm stepping away from having any part of this. I just
politely and respectfully asked him in a very mature way, hey, man.
Can you make this hard?
Can you make my dick hard? And you
got to be looking to the Catholic Church for that. Because if those priests are still molesting kids, dude, I mean, they're fucking old as shit. Think about it.
You're right, dude.
Like, they know the secret, bro. They know the secret for sure.
Get them while they're young. And on that note, folks, thank you for listening. Do you have anything else?
I guess we'll just end on the note. If you want to cancel your Viagra prescription, start looking at little kids.
We have a couple of news articles.
Okay,
let's try this.
Let's try and see why this never works.
Did it work?
Well, it was the main one, which the headline was, Trump tells Pelosi he plans to give State of the Union address and House. She says, no!
Damn it, Pelosi.
President
Trump informed the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that he plans to deliver the State of the Union address Tuesday from the House, despite her request and her authority to delay the speech because of security concerns until the partial government shutdown has ended.
Ooh, security concerns. Have we got another murder happening? He'll never get assassinated.
You don't think so?
No, dude. It's
who's next on the list?
It's free thinkers that get assassinated, not dumb fuck puppets.
That's true. Yeah.
All these guys live to fucking be 100 years old. McCain, fucking every other old.
McCain was 160 though.
Yeah, that's true.
That was weird.
Anyways, continue, Pedro. Thank you.
There are no security concerns regarding the State of the Union address. Trump wrote to her on Wednesday. Therefore, I will be honoring your invitation and fulfilling my constitutional duty to deliver important information to the people of the Congress and of the United States of America regarding the State of the Union.
Let's see what she responded to.
Pelosi responded a few hours later with a tweet of her own saying, actually, no, that's a letter.
Oh, it's like, right. Okay,
what did she say? I look forward to seeing you on the evening of January 29 in the chamber of the House of Representatives, Trump wrote. It would be so very sad for our country.
Very sad.
So very sad for our country if the State of the Union were not delivered on time, on schedule, and on a very importantly, on location.
You know, back to speaking to your fellow enablers, if I talked to anybody that I knew, they'd be very sad if the State of the Union
I would be like,
was missed. They're like January 29th.
He didn't want to talk to us?
They're like...
My fellow enabler the other day was just like, hey, are you so excited for this? That's what he was doing, too, while he was trying to speak to me.
So I feel like... I guess that's going to happen on Tuesday. And what a great thing to smoke a joint over.
Wow.
Baby. Woo! See you next week.
We love you. Thanks for listening.